G'day everyone, it's Jason from Coastal Asbestos here from the Gold Coast #1 asbestos removal company. Let's talk about that. So I guess we've talked about a lot of things in these videos, but I haven't really spoken about myself and the business. So my start in the asbestos removal industry was I'm a qualified roof plumber, and back in the day we had a metal roofing business. Well, that's how I started in building trades in metal roofing. A lot of metal roofing is if you're in that repair sort of space like I was, and insurance work was storm damage. So a lot of people still had asbestos roofs, and when asbestos roofs get impacted by hail, it scarifies the surface of the sheeting and it releases fibres. And then those fibres or those shards break into fibres and get released into the atmosphere. So, and insurance companies in Australia traditionally would cover that, and that would be deemed a claimable occurrence if it was storm created. So we started doing asbestos-free roofs, asbestos-free gutters, asbestos downpipe removal, just on roofs. When the 2000 floods hit Queensland, approximately, I think at one stage 75% of Queensland was considered flooded. It was about February 2011, sorry. And we've been doing a lot of insurance work, a lot of insurance roofing, and we got approached by one of our insurance builders who said to us, this asbestos license you've got, can you do some houses? Because talk about a labour shortage. There was all these houses that were underwater. Some of these houses were underwater for 3 days. And we were approached. We weren't sure. We went and asked our insurance company, our workplace health and safety, is this something we can do? And the answer was, yeah, of course, and our insurance builders had the confidence in us that we could do the job because we already had a track record with them. They knew about our safety culture and our attitude towards asbestos and how seriously we took it. So there we were. South East Queensland's arguably biggest disasters, certainly in my recent times. We've been doing a lot of insurance work since about 2008. So we'd been to these disasters before. Nothing like this on our back door. So we put together a crew, we put together some equipment, and we put it all in a trailer. I've still got that trailer. And up we went. We went up to Ipswich every single day. And it was just devastating, to see these people that one day they were home, next day they literally left with the clothes they had on, a lot of people. And these are the people that are like the salt of the earth. These weren't, the wealthiest people in South East Queensland. These are all good, hard-working, honest people who like the family home. They were living the Australian dream. They were literally living the Australian dream. A lot of people, talk about it, but these people have been working really hard. They brought these little houses, they were fibro, they were like to the rest of, Queensland, this is an area that it was really nothing special. But what made it special was the people, and the community that was there. And this community was just gone. I mean gone. It was quite confronting to go into parts of Ipswich that we were in. I think we were in the west part of Ipswich, and whole streets were evacuated. There was nobody there. We were like, imagine where you live, imagine a 5K radius, no one was home. Absolutely every single person had been evacuated. The water had been cut off. The power had been cut off. I think the sewage, they'd done something with the sewage too, because what happens is when the flood, all that stuff just comes up. These houses were there was nothing salvageable from these houses. We'd go into houses straight in after the water's come down, and everything was just upside down through the house. The fridge would be jammed in a wardrobe. in the bedroom or jammed in the doorway to the toilet. All of their belongings just strewn through the place. It didn't look like a lot of people had a lot of options to get their stuff out. They probably grabbed some sentimental stuff and just physically didn't have a truck or a trailer or a ute and just had to say goodbye. Maybe they thought that it would be okay. But as I said, one of the houses we worked on was a 2-story house, and the house was underwater for 3 days, the whole house. That was a house that we took the roof off, removed all the linings from inside and outside. Now it's really important that that all gets done because it's the mud. When you have a flood, it's not clear drinking water. You know, it's coming out of the mighty Bremer River. It's not the cleanest river in Australia. But either way, that water came from up in Toowoomba and all that, and it just travelled across ground, and it was just this mud. It was just this slurry that was, everything was just coated in this mud. And in that mud, there are microbes, and in those, that's how you get mold. So the process was to strip everything, all of the linings off these houses, get them back to its frame, treat the mold, and then the houses could be rebuilt. You know, we had a lot of contact with the owners of these houses. They would come and see us and talk to us, and we learnt their stories. And it was really heartbreaking for some of these people. Obviously, we were working for the lucky people that had insurance, but there were plenty more that didn't. And I still see today, as I drive through the areas up near Archerfield, that was some of the other areas we were, I still see houses that were flooded in the 2011 floods, and they've just abandoned. You can tell an abandoned house when you go past, no windows, no doors, just empty. And obviously the people who own them just didn't have the insurance and still haven't got the means to get them ready to reoccupy, or they've just sort of, you know, the land. I'm not sure what their position is, but the marks of the 2011 floods are still around. Some of the most amazing things we saw were boats up in trees, jetties, pylon jetties that had floated off you see them on those big spikes, the big pylons, and they have rollers that go up and down for the tide. They'd just been lifted off those pylons, and they were up in trees. It was amazing thing, you know, like even if you're aware of the Gabba in Brisbane, I don't think they got much floating there, but where they pay the NRL, like Lang Park is what we used to call it. So they got the first 11 rows of seats were flooded. It was pretty full on, like it was a lot of water. I don't know if you've ever driven over the Bremer River in Ipswich, but when you look down, that water is like 20, 30 metres below you. That water covered the bridge and parts of Ipswich. You know, in Toowoomba, they say there was an 8-metre high tsunami that went through the main street of Toowoomba. And when you drive up to Toowoomba, there's like a corkscrew down the range. They reckon the water just come down there. It was just unbelievable. So after the floods finished, we got back into our usual day business stuff, back into roofing. And it wasn't until years and years later, 2014, and I just sort of got sick of roofing. I think maybe looking back now, maybe being part of the flood rebuild and helping people give back their lives just stayed with me. And you know, we were the guys. We did the hazardous jobs. We did the worst stuff because we had to deal with all those microbes and all that dangerous, the mold and all that was starting to build up in the buildings, and we had to deal with the asbestos as well. So it couldn't get more hazardous. But there was just this sense that we were helping people. We were part of stuff. We were keeping people safe. Nobody could work in those buildings until we'd finished. It was up to us. We were the first line of defence. So as we went on, we started Coastal Asbestos, and I sort of look back on those days of those floods, as traumatic as it was. It really helped me solidify who I was, what I was about, and what I wanted to do. So that's why we do asbestos. That's how Coastal Asbestos got born. It started with myself 2 or 3 days a week because I still had the roofing business. And currently now in 2021, we're over here at Arundel. Our offices and factories sit on about 350 square metres, and we've got 14 staff. We've won, a Business Excellence Award from the Gold Coast Business Association, and we've won a Master Builders Award for Excellence in Workplace Health and Safety. That's why we believe that we are the #1 asbestos removal company on the Gold Coast. And you can shop with us with confidence because we are here because we want to keep people safe. That is our true north. This business is about keeping people safe. This business was born from the satisfaction that we got from keeping people safe from asbestos. And it's something we take very seriously. So thanks for listening to our story. You can find plenty about us on our Facebook page. It's kind of like a notice board. I like to put stuff on there so people can get an insight to who we are. We call our guys the A-team because I honestly believe that they are the best, and we train them all ourselves. Obviously they go to the RTOs to get their tickets, but inside our business we have a training program, and we call it an Excellence Accelerator program. And what we do is we just bring the boys in and walk them through phases to make sure that they have got the skills to not only keep themselves safe, keep their workmates safe, and keep our customers safe. So thanks for listening. That's it for me today. You can head over to our YouTube channel. There's plenty of other videos like this. Thank you.